the King Bees just defended the NWA World Women's Tag Team Championship. And of course, we came out on top here in San Antonio, Texas. And I think there's an important day coming up for us. May 18th, NWA Crockett Cup. And there can't be a Crockett Cup without the best women's tag team champions.
And to also add, without the best women's tag team in all of Texas.
Oh, yeah.
Texas homegrown, baby. So, May 18th, buy your tickets right now. Come through, show up, so that we can invite you and welcome you into our kingdom. Because of the kingdom of the King Bees, we are always ready for a fight.
Natalia Markova. I could say a lot about you.
It is me against Kenzie Page for the NWA Women's Championship.
You're tough. You're strong. You're a hard hitter. You're crazy.
You are an awesome wrestler. I have all respect for you. You totally deserve to be the champion.
You can't get the job done when it matters most.
So many times I've been that close.
Billy Corgan has handed everything to you on a platter, and you drop the ball every time.
We've been in the ring so many times, and you know I can beat you.
You're not built like a champion.
I deserve it too.
You're not built like the Page sisters.
I deserve it more.
You're not built like Pretty and Powered.
Let's have a great fight.
That 1, 2, 3 is going to KP. And I'm going to be sitting there with the NWA World Women's Championship while you're looking at the lights.
What is up, you beautiful people? This is Gary Horne. This is the NWA, the show celebrating the past, present, future, history, legacy, and tradition of the greatest pro wrestling entity of all time. Talking about the National Wrestling Alliance, of course. And Kyle, you've got a really big grin on your face, and it's
happy dude.
I just realized when we got on here, remember the other week I was complaining about my hard drive with all my digital stuff on it? Bought a replacement, moved everything over to it. Guess what? As soon as this show started, stopped working. The new hard drive. Something's up with this podcast. It's cursed, ladies and gentlemen, but I hope that means it's not coming through your screen like a horror movie. This is the NWA, and we are joined right now by one of the individuals that you see on our programming all the time. It is a family situation with the CAZANAs. We've got Joe CAZANA on the line right up here. No, it's Gary Horne. That's Joe CAZANA. He has JCP, one of the NWA's territories. He's here to talk about territories because coming up on the June 1st, right around the corner. What is that, 5.5 weeks? We have back to the territories. You want to make sure you get your tickets and all that stuff. Joe CAZANA on here. Thank you very much for joining us, buddy.
Wait a minute. Are we?
What?
Wait, hold on. What are we?
Are we talking about rails?
What is happening right now?
I was trying to recover from my frustration with
we brought Joe here,
ladies and gentlemen, of genius.
Is that what? Okay, I'm a little lost now.
Pause,
so I thought
rewind.
Joe CAZANA.
Yeah,
Joe CAZANA.
You do the introductions.
Joe CAZANA is here, ladies and gentlemen, because he is going to talk to us about an upcoming NWA JCP show, Herman Heat, taking place this Friday.
Oh, yeah.
Look at that, and that's going down. Of course, his boys, the country gentlemen. We're thinking, we don't know for sure that you've got the Crockett Cup coming up, so we can talk about that. Of course, Powers tomorrow. We got the Natalia Markova, Kinsey Page stuff. Joe, you're familiar with Kinsey, I know for sure. So we can talk about
Kinsey.
that
Yeah,
some too.
gosh, yeah. How could you not be familiar with Kinsey Page? My God, man. Probably, I don't know, one of the top
She's
2
the
or
best.
3 NWA women's
best.
champions of all time. I mean,
Yeah,
she'll probably hold it as long as she wants, and she may even hold it longer than Camille did.
I could see that.
I agree.
I can see it too. It is possible. And so we're going to talk about Herman Heat here in just 1 second. Dealz, I'm going to give you the floor for just a moment too, because just like you always do, you've hooked up the people that are watching the live stream right now.
Streamers, that's right.
Yeah, you can run over to the shop and use the code Streaming Dealz and get 20% off everything. Everything. And he's going to let you do it until next Monday.
We got new stuff too, Gary. Did you get the pictures I sent you?
I sure did, Danny Dealz. We got all kinds of new stuff. Like, I mean, there's the Tom Latimer shirt right here.
Oh, so sexy.
Yeah.
The shirt, not Tom.
That's a cool design.
I like that. You also said, you know, long or short pants, because you got both now.
We got some shorts on the left, those joggers on the right. I actually probably meant to send you also. I made some another pair of sweatpants with the Globe logo on it. But yeah, we got some shorts. Made a bunch of shorts. It's about to be warm outside. It's about to be hot, right?
Yeah. Come to Tennessee, it won't be hot.
Yeah.
Joe CAZANA's here, and the Country Gentlemen have a new shirt.
Hey.
Yeah. That's actually the back. There's a front to it that has the Bullhead Ranch logo on it.
Very cool.
Pocket. Yeah, I've got that long sleeve blue shirt that Sam's wearing over there on the side.
What if your favorite color is yellow, Danny Dealz? Do you have anything for them?
Yeah, I made you a tracksuit. Kratos is probably going to love it. Yeah, look at that.
Hillbilly right there.
Look at that tracksuit right there. Bruce Lee, ? Beatrix Kiddo, whatever it reminds you of. And, of course, that gold shirt. I'm actually going to have to make more of those gold shirts because I've blown through a lot of them, and I'm out a couple sizes. But, you know, yeah, it's a good shirt. And there's some other stuff, too, is there not?
Yeah, look at this. Jackson Dane has his own
Jack
shirt.
Dane's got a shirt. That thin zip. That thing's flying, too, that thin zip.
Not sold yet. How about if it was on the NWA World Women's Champion? Because there it is there, too.
Yeah, there it is. And there's that teal tank top that goes perfect with those shorts, which, Kyle, you're going to look jacked in one of those tanks, man.
Can I tell you a fun little fact right now?
Sure.
You know, didn't we make a joke the other week about the suits being too small and we should cut the sleeves off of them? And I said Bulletproof Trooper was a post or something that somebody put on there. Either way, we have the old NWA polo shirts that don't fit me anymore. So I was like, what if I just cut it off a little bit to see how it fits? Don't do that. Don't try to turn a polo shirt into a gym tank.
No.
It looks ridiculous. It looks like a blouse with a collar on it. I was going to wear it on the show. And I was like, I can't wear this in public. I look like I should be ashamed of
I'll put the
myself.
shirt on right now.
Dealz, I need more of these ones with the softness and the things that fit.
I'm going to make more of those too. Yeah.
Please. We're running out of time.
Look at this thing right here.
Oh, Crockett Cup.
Oh, look at that shirt. Huh?
Well, Gary, if you didn't know what the Crockett Cup was, it's an event we have coming up right around the corner. I'm hoping you knew about this. 5/18, less than a month away. You want to be a part of that? It's right outside of Dallas. Ooh, miso forny. That's right. Come join us. Be a part of the Crockett Cup, live and in person. And if you can't be there live and in person, you're going to have to wait a while because these are going to be a taped event. It's going to be happening as NWA Power special presentation in the coming month. But you don't want to wait. You want to know what happens. You want to come to the Crockett Cup. Be there.
Yeah. You want to be there. Also,
who can you trust?
Look at NWA
you trust?
coming up near you. Exodus Pro is going to have one coming up on May 11th for the Fame. They've already announced a couple of matchups from there. Tiffany Nieves, look at her. She is going to defend the Mission Pro Wrestling Championship against Kelsey Heather. And also, the Exodus Pro folks just had a tournament of their own. We're going to talk about the JCP tournament that's been going on. But they're down to the wire here. They're in the finals of the Exodus Midwest Championship. We're going to crown somebody on May 11th. Cal Hero versus Dante Casanova.
Happy versus angry.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think
Jesus,
that's
look at that scowl.
That's how they're billing the match. That's actually how the posters. Happy versus angry.
And before we go too far, Gary, I know we've got a lot to cover today, but a big congratulations, because since you mentioned Mission Pro, our friends over here in San Antonio.
Oh, I should have had a picture of that. Yeah.
I will stall for you and let you find it. Because, I was at an alternate show that happened here in San. There's so much good wrestling in Texas, and that's why we wanted to have the Crockett Cup here. But in particularly here in the 210, there's a particular promotion run by former NWA World Women's Champion Thunder Rosa, of which you know that Tiffany Nieves is the Mission Pro World Champion, but they have new tag team champions as well, and it's going to be some familiar faces. I'm going to let Gary find it because the picture is perfect.
Is it pretty?
I know exactly the picture that it's going to be.
Is it pretty empowered?
Yeah. It might disappoint Danny Dealz a little bit.
It must not be pretty empowered.
It's coming.
Oh, it's Medusa then.
Coming out of here.
Oh, geez.
It's another great reason why you want to not only support the great stuff that's happening in East Tennessee, but look at that. The King Bees, baby. 2 belt bees.
Look at them. I even put them on the intro and didn't have that picture ready. I don't know what I was thinking. And while I was watching that intro, I was like, oh, yeah, and they just won the Mission Pro titles and did not think to have it ready.
We're taking over Mission Pro. Look at that.
They're having a hell of a year right now. You cannot deny that 2024 is all about the King Bees. And, here we always thought that we were worried that the bees were slowly going extinct.
Nope.
Here they are on a roll.
And Gary, can I take my point of privilege and just get it out of the way?
I thought you were going there already.
Absolutely, Joe. Take your point of privilege.
All right,
I'm ready.
I want to once again thank all the folks that have purchased things on the baby registry for the baby. And then did you get the picture I sent you, Gary? There she is, 6 months along. We just passed the 6-month mark. And then on Monday, just before the podcast, we're going in for some more like 3D sonograms or something. So I'll get Gary some more because I know everybody wants to keep following. How's it going? What's going on with the baby? Well, there it is, incubating right there in my beautiful wife. So
I'd rather it be pictures of your wife or maybe the sonogram other than the weird surgery pics you sent or the gashed up foot that Kyle tried to show us.
Nobody.
I don't know why I know that it's proper phrasing, but something about the term incubating in my wife just sounded really dirty. It made me think of Alien.
You're a terrible person, Kyle.
Like a face hugger got her and just boom.
Yeah, there you go. And once again, thank you to everybody who purchased stuff on the baby registry. If you want to buy something, if you didn't watch last week, you're watching this week, you want to get me, there's lots of little cheap little things that are on there. Just go to any of my social media. It's in the link tree. It's the top thing that's there. It's pinned on all my social media. And thank you to everybody who's been doing that. I do appreciate it.
Yes, this is live.
I yield my time to the man from, where are you, Gary? North Carolina?
South Carolina.
I'll yield my time back to South Carolina.
Yeah. It is a live feed, and this is a podcast in real time. Otherwise, we would have edited out the stupid things we say, but we can't. So this is all happening right now.
And by the way, Nettie, thank you for joining us. Obviously, it's your first time here because you've just discovered this is live. NWA, of course, on the CW. New episodes drop on Tuesdays. Download the app. Or you can just go to CWTV.com. No subscription required. Enjoy yourself. He's flashing up gang signs right there. CW Anderson is not the one. You want the app.
No, it's a different dude. Still a good dude, but yeah.
Still a good dude. Used to work with us in the NWA. Is it true NWA signed Carson Drake? Yeah, I see him around all the time now.
He even has a T-shirt.
Gives me money advice.
Yeah. And I didn't show that T-shirt earlier, but I'll do it now. There it is.
Whoa!
Don't forget he takes pictures in the bathroom.
Yeah.
You know what?
CAZANA. We all do.
And if you're in the bathroom and you randomly see him popping out with NWA merch. Right
He better do that same outfit when we head to Philadelphia in a particular bathroom that there's a good mural.
Are we going to Philadelphia? Yes, we are for NWA 76, August 31st. Get your tickets now. NWA live events.
I thought that was a real question. I was like, damn, Gary, keep up.
I was like, Gary, you forget.
We have so many shows coming up. So many shows coming up, so many events that I should be forgiven for bringing up something that we haven't even announced yet, but we will in the coming days there. But it doesn't matter. It's not like it's going to be a secret that nobody should know about. That we have a territory show coming up.
Let's just move forward.
All right, well, still.
All right.
He's here. I want to plug it.
We decided, by the way, Joe, before we start, I want to say this is now, we've determined after a meeting today, this is the hangout show. So this is where we hang out with people, and Joe CAZANA is our lucky friend today that gets to chill with the boys. But we're talking about doing official recap shows and stuff like that. So if you guys in the viewership have any ideas you would like to see for like a recap show or other YouTube style shows like this, but maybe with a different, I don't know, tone or something, then let us know. Drop those in the chat. We'd love to see them. All right, Joe. I am so sorry for stalling so long and talking about everything else, but your upcoming show, you have a fantastic promotion that is one of the first territories added to the National Wrestling Alliance in this new era.
I'm going to be there.
Promotions. Yeah, I was going to get to that.
Dealz is going to be here this week.
What?
Yeah, I was saving that, but look at that.
Yeah.
My invite got lost in the mail.
Also, he just knows that I'm not worth having around, so he never even invited me. It never even got lost. Never even got sent.
Hi, Kyle.
Oh, Kyle, that's such bullshit.
Hey,
I know.
There's plenty of stuff that you guys did that I didn't get.
Wow, really?
This is a recap show, David. It's just a different kind. If people want like a straightforward, like Sports Center style, then
yeah. Basically, we're told that I ruined the show and we can't be professional on here because I exist. So, but back to Joe CAZANA, Herman Heat. Tell us all about the event.
Well. Oh, sorry, Joe. I didn't mean to step on you there.
Shut up,
No,
Gary.
I'm just, you woke me up. Now, Kyle, I'm just going to go back and say it was complete and utter bullshit. You can come anytime you want to. Joe Galli,
I know.
here. You can come anytime you want to.
I'm cheaper than Joe. Joe has a much more expensive rate than I do.
That's actually really true.
You guys are always welcome up here. But let me just say this before we start about Herman Heat. I am currently serving a small suspension with the NWA, and I'm not enjoying it very much. Just so you know that.
Well, you did freak out.
No, I didn't freak out. Anthony Andrews freaked out, and he kept the match going after he cheated. You know, whatever. It's BS. I thought
that was your favorite nephew.
Huh.
All right.
I'd rather be beaten within an inch of my life is to claim that guy.
Okay.
Right. Wow.
That's what he told me. I didn't know.
Not everybody can sit around in the Centurion Club and eat oranges and drink champagne. Some of us have to actually work for a living.
That's a poor man's mimosa.
Googling Centurion Club.
Yeah.
I think your suspension is up, or if it's not, I didn't ask the office to see if we could have you on.
I'll allow it.
I wish somebody would. Anyway, thank you guys for having me on your show tonight. I appreciate it, and definitely we are going to have a wonderful show this Friday night, and Danny Dealz will be part of it. Herman Heat too, man. We were there last year. We packed the house last year. We had a great turnout, great show, great times.
I was there.
Were you there last year?
Yeah, I had to take Alex Taylor's
yeah.
tag match, and we got cheated by your boy and your favorite nephew, Anthony Andrews.
You didn't get cheated. You lost fair and square.
I was
the ill-begotten is no more.
I was a bench player. Magic Jake was out there playing hurt. I mean,
it is what it is. It's another year. So we got a lot of firsts this time. I mean, Jay Bradley's coming in for a shot at the Southeastern Championship. So
be careful he doesn't punch your grandmother while he's there. He's very angry.
Well, Jay Bradley's angry. You're gonna
have to reinforce the ring for this one.
I mean, think about this match: the largest man in the world, or the biggest man in the world, or whatever Silas is calling himself this week, against
the largest turn in the bowl.
Yeah, Jay Bradley. I mean, this is going to be a slobber knocker, man. Jay is never happy about anything.
Never.
I mean, he is as mean and as ornery as Silas is. So this match right here will go one of two ways. They'll either beat the crap out of each other, or they'll get out of the ring and beat the crap out of everybody at ringside. I have no idea. But this is going to be a great matchup. If I'm not mistaken, this is probably Silas's really his first defense of the brand new NWA JCP Southeastern Championship. He's had a couple of tag matches, and unfortunately,
official title.
Yes, yeah. Well, yeah, with this particular championship. So we're looking forward to it, and we're looking forward to Jay coming in, and he'll come in. I'm sure fixtures rule and all that kind of good stuff. I know Legursky's been after me to bring him down here, but he lives
Plane
way
can't
up
handle it. You
Yeah,
gotta
well,
get like
yeah,
a cargo jet. Like it doesn't fit in the normal plane.
Yeah, a C-120 or a C-130. That's it right
He's
there.
got to be airdrop. Operation Gumbo Drop. Remember that movie?
Legursky, he's dropped some weight, man. He's looking good. He's dropped some weight. But there's a lot of great matchups. I mean, now one of your all's personal favorite teams, the Southern Six, they'll be there, and they are taking on the Country Gentlemen, the better version of the Country Gentlemen, and this is this year's version, Dealz, and of course, there's Grandpa Ricky in their corner, and
Alex looking ripped there, isn't he?
Alex looks great. Alex looks great, and Carrie is always going to be Carrie.
Why does KC and AJ look like they're taking
a polite way of not burying?
Hey, go back to that graphic. KC and AJ are taking a prom picture. Go back to
it. Does look like they're taking a prom picture.
I guess
they're branding iron to prom.
Brothers don't shake hands. Brothers got a date.
This is
weird. I know when those pictures were taken, and they were taken individually. So we just kind of merged them together, I guess. But no,
ain't nothing wrong with that
graphic, Joe.
Do what?
Did you make that graphic?
No, I didn't.
He actually could be giving him a piggyback ride because Bubblegum is
oh my god.
He's only about.
I don't want to be mean. But I think it would be the other way around. I think KC carries AJ.
Whoa.
He's going to be so pissed that I said that, by the way. I'm going to get a text.
Trying to call us Heat.
Giving him
the thumbnail.
Scholastic Book Fair.
You call him Bubblegum and this and that and everything else. The kid is 22 years old, Dealz.
I don't believe it. I got card.
He can vote, and he can go to war if need
He can be
be.
drafted.
Let's not talk about that. That's a little too real.
He can buy alcohol, even though he really doesn't drink to speak of. Not yet, anyway. It's coming, I'm sure. In this tournament.
I'll learn them right.
Yeah, that's it.
The thumbnail that I posted, it did get some people to send me a question like, "What did Joe CAZANA do?" Because I did right on the front, like the if for those who didn't see it, it looks like this. He did what?
What did I do?
Did what?
Yeah.
Can we see that?
And that's called marketing.
I can't believe he's shit in the bag of that person.
No. He did what? What did he do? Joe CAZANA recently stripped the tag team champions of NWA JCP is what I was going with there. And so that match you just saw is part of a tournament that's happening.
Yep. We were getting to that. But yeah, I had no choice. I mean, the our commissioner Spanky, he had called me up. He said, "Hey man, I got a phone call from Matt Sigmund, and he said that he's not going to be able to be there for Herman Heat, and he said Elliot was going to head over to some basketball game in the Carolinas. So if that's more important than the tag team championships, then they don't need to be carrying them." And,
I have to. Is this a Spanky that I'm thinking of?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
No.
Is this the Brian Kendrick Spanky?
No.
Okay.
God damn it.
No.
That's why I was like, hold on.
Kyle.
I'm sorry, guys. When I see Spanky, my first thing goes to other things, and then I go to people that I used to work with. I'm sorry.
No, it's a different one.
I think the rest of since you weren't in Cofield, the rest of us know.
Thank you. See, I'm secluded.
Spanky was, but you'll get to meet him soon enough.
I can't wait.
I know you can. I know you're looking forward to your.
Why do they call him Spanky?
Why do we call him Spanky? That's a damn good question. I don't have a clue.
Okay.
He looks like one of the little rascals.
Why do we call you Kyle?
Because that's my name I was given, but nobody went, you know what we're going to name our kid? Spanky.
Well, he looks kind of like a little rascal.
Ah.
Yeah.
Yep. Where's Darla? Where's Buckwheat? That's the thing in the chat there. See, I'm not alone. Thank you, chat, for backing me up. I'm surrounded by assholes.
Okay. Well, the tournament's going on. That first match we just announced, the Country Gentlemen and Southern Six. That's part of round one.
Gustavo, who's the Weaver paint? Oh, there we go. Oh, Dreamweaver. Okay.
Yeah, this is an interesting matchup. I mean, this is one of those. I mean, you got Bruiser Bob and Wayne Moxie right here. Wayne Moxie looks like he just got in from Alaska and he had just killed a black bear or something. I don't know. Yeah. And then you got Bruiser Bob over here that thinks that he's Bruiser Brody. He's only 5'8" tall, though. But then you got Gus and Axton. And the question is going to be with those two, or can they coexist? They just wrestled each other on a show over in North Carolina a couple of weeks ago, and it didn't turn out too pretty. And I just don't know if these guys can coexist with one another or not.
Well, I'll tell you what, if it breaks out into a dance-off, I'm going with Gustavo.
Well, you have to go with Gustavo. Yeah. If it's dance fever, yeah. You know, I mean, it's a no-brainer. But if it gets to be a fight, I mean, I think that Moxie and Bruiser Bob wins the fight just based on the bear outfit and the fact that Bob carries a chain.
Axton's pretty big, though.
Yeah, he's pretty big. Yeah.
Don't discount the dance skills of somebody referred to as Weaver in the Pain. They might be an underdog that you're not expecting.
Okay. All right, maybe.
Yeah.
You know, it's going to be
the ladies will be on the side of Gus, though, always.
I still think right now the matchup of the tournament so far is the six and the gents. I don't know. Here's the thing. I don't know where that's going to go. I mean, that's going to be going
to be all over the building.
Yeah, probably in their corner. We were in Cofield back in December.
Where are you on this?
Yeah,
I see Ricky Morton. I don't see a Joe CAZANA with the country gentleman in this graphic. What's going on?
He's
Joe
the owner.
CAZANA is suspended.
So he can't even be
there. Your own show. You cannot suspend yourself.
I didn't suspend myself. The boss suspended me.
Oh my God,
Joe! I feel like right now you're pulling a me and you're shitting on something that's rational.
No. He's suspended from all NWA, anything NWA related. It's a territory, so he could be there, but he can't be out of the ring.
I'm getting in. I'm going to start texting some people right now.
All right.
Yeah, I wish somebody would start texting somebody. But I tried to get myself unsuspended, and I've still got to wait. Just I don't know, was it a few more days, another week or so? I don't know.
Maybe if you put on a wig, like get a wig like my hair and come out with them, nobody will know.
Yeah. Oh, it's Danny Dealz.
That's it, Danny
Got your
Dealz.
beard.
Yeah. Same glasses. Yeah, it works.
Yeah, exactly.
I won't tell you.
That's going to be an interesting matchup with that. I mean, as much as I'd like to be out there, but you know, it is what it is. I'll do what I have to do. Let's just put it that way. And if that means, you know, sending somebody in my space, in my spot, then so be it. I'll send somebody else out there. Hell, I own the company. I might as well, right?
You could probably put Scott Wheeler out there. You know, he won't favor the six.
Hey, listen, I could send Dealz. Yeah, you're right. Dealz. I mean, he's Alex Lefty. So
I could be a ref. I like Alex though. I like the six. They're nice.
I don't have anything
I would not trust
the six.
Dealz as a ref.
I'd be totally impartial, Garrison. What are you talking about?
The six and the gents went at it in Cofield back in December, you know, and Murdoch and Thrill Billy were part of that. So, you know, at some point, I think it's going to come to a head again between the gents and Murdoch and then all the six. I don't think they finished anything, and I don't think that this match is going to finish anything either.
You know what's crazy is I got to go to that show, and one of the teams there, you'd think the Country Gentlemen might be the most popular tag team going on at JCP, but I would argue that it could be this other team we've seen on the NWA, the Stew Crew.
Yeah.
Oh,
Stew Crew is hot right now.
Skills.
The Stew Crew's hot right now, and this is kind of, you know, we all have seen the TVA when they were at their full, you know, at their full potential, but right now the TVA is honestly they're down AJ and Silas. So
yeah, you can kind of see Silas sort of in
sort of
there.
Yeah.
What? Oh yeah, I do.
25% of Silas's face is there.
Yeah, I mean, but this is a TVA that is completely, you know, untested, and it's only two of them right now. So it's hard to say what's going to happen with the TVA. But as far as the Stew Crew go, the Stew Crew is about as popular can be. And honestly, we did a show back at the 1st of February up in Kingsport, and Silas had made mention about being the largest man in the world or whatever the heck he says. And Big Stu right there, Zach Stewart, came out. He said, "Yeah, you're the biggest man in the world until I come to the ring." And these guys look eye to eye with each other. So I mean, it's that match. It wouldn't surprise me if a Zach Stewart versus Thrill Billy for the NWA JCP Southeastern title doesn't come up in the near future.
Interesting. That would be a fun match to watch. That you got some big boys wrestling for that championship. Look at that.
Yeah.
Bradley and Silas.
We've seen those TBA brothers in NWA too, just not together.
Right.
Yeah,
Exactly. And last time we saw Devin Dixon, he was face to face with Silas in an NWA ring. Months ago.
Took care of him.
Well, yeah, and I think I said back on that show that Devin could literally beat him, and unfortunately, for Devin it didn't happen, but he very easily could have. Devin knows Silas better than I think a lot of people know Silas. But right now, hey man, Silas is on a roll, and between the championships that he's had, between the championships that he's fighting for, I know the championship he wants. So,
a Hollywood star.
Do what?
He's a Hollywood star.
Well, yeah, he's a Hollywood star, and I'm going to go out and just tell you this. He did a commercial with AJ, and they coexisted. So that was interesting.
Well, money talks, right?
Baby.
But really, how does bullshit walk without legs?
The sun and the moon, man. I mean, how do you beat a moon pie commercial?
Kept them in separate locker rooms like the old Nashville Fairgrounds. All right.
Yeah, the sun and the moon.
That's a great building, Joe.
But yeah, it was pretty cool. But this show Friday night's going to be a lot of fun. We're looking forward to coming back to Harriman. Like I said, last year we were there. Danny, you were there. We had a hell of a crowd last year. Yeah. And if we can just put that many back in that building again, it's gonna do great. There's going to be some. We'll have some pre-show matches out there with some of the younger talent that's going to be there. And right now, what we're trying to do is we're trying to do what we were asked to do, and that's try to build the younger talent and try to see if they've got anything going on. And there's a few of them out there that do, and we're gonna try to showcase that at some point in the near future.
I agree that Moon Pie ad should have run during Power. We should work that out. They should have.
I asked.
Yes.
Oh, did you?
Maybe someday soon. We're working on it.
They did 5 of them, so it was.
Yeah,
it was cool.
I'm working on it.
Well, they're all about the eclipse, so
I was just going to say
now, but
yeah.
Hey, eclipses happen all the time. We can just re-air it during the next eclipse.
Exactly. It doesn't. Literally, eclipses are infinite. They're happening all the time.
I explained that to my mother when she was like, "I'm going to send you money. Take it out. Put it in somewhere in the house in case something happens. I'm told bad things are going to happen." And I said, "Hey, Mom, you know what? No eclipse, nothing bad's going to happen." She's like, "How do you know?" The internet. And I said, "Because they happen all the time, and the world hasn't ended yet." And now I'm doing a Monday podcast with you gentlemen. Guess who was
Happy
right?
birthday, Zilla.
Not my mother.
Good. Thanks for being here and spending your pre-birthday with us.
Yeah. But no, going back to the show this week, man, it's going to be a lot of fun, and we can't wait. And believe it or not, I mean, we literally have a show 2 weeks to the day after this show. So, I mean, we're rolling right along here in the territory. I mean, we love being part of the NWA, and regardless of whether or not I'm suspended and whether or not Billy suspended me, and I mean, I'm still an NWA guy, and I'm proud as I can be to be in NWA territory. And I mean, I just love doing what I do, and
that's in Sunbright, right?
Regardless of the situation, I love the NWA and everything that it stands for and everything that it's all about. So, and I'm not trying to keep somebody's ass either. It's the truth.
Is that in Sunbright?
I agree with you. I wasn't reacting negatively to you, by the way. I was reacting to Joe in the corner of the screen trying to get balloons to pop up because he's magic when it comes to the shit.
Sometimes.
I just don't know how you all do that. I see Joe doing
I don't even.
Yeah, Joe does stuff like that. It never works for me. It never works for anybody else here.
It worked for me.
Well, see,
There's another show
going on.
that Joe's talking about there. Showdown at Sunbright. That's coming up very soon on May 10th.
This is going to be an interesting show. I mean, check out the top left-hand corner right above Big Zach Stewart. Yeah. check out Jax Dane. He has issued a challenge to Thrillbilly Silas Mason in the event he gets past Jay Bradley. If he doesn't get past Jay Bradley, it's possible it could be Jax Dane versus Jay Bradley at Showdown at Sunbright. You see on the upper right, our women's champion, Freya the Slayer, she's issued an open challenge as well to whoever decides to show up. And I don't have another lady wrestler booked. So
Sal's there. Sal
but Sal is there to do a couple of different things. He has shown interest in this tag team called the Guiding Light. And he also wants to wrestle as well, but he mentioned something about that at the last set of tapings that we were at together. And I told him, I said, if you feel like you want to come in and talk to him, look at him, whatever, come on in. It's Evan Golden and Michael Gabriel. And they're really, really young guys, but they've got a lot of potential. And I don't know what it is about these guys. To me, they strike me as and don't take this the wrong way, I know we're in the Bible Belt, but they strike me as a pastor and a youth pastor is how they strike me. Gabriel runs around with this big, huge book, and it's called the Book of Gabriel, which to me is sacrilegious as it can be. But he runs around with that, and he's got Evan Golden following him around like a little puppy dog. So that's kind of how they strike me. And they dress, I mean, they almost dress the same. They don't cut off the sleeves in a polo or anything like Kyle did, but they wear these polos, and it's just it's weird. It's weird, and for some reason,
Sal wants him in his cult.
Sal
it fits Sal, definitely.
Yeah. Well, Sal's a freak, so
he ain't been right since he drank a cup of blood in Atlanta. He's been crazy.
He hasn't been right since he was in Ring of Honor.
That's talking about Magic Jake.
Magician.
Sorry, I saw a comment praising Magic Jake, and I was like, "Is this his burner account?"
I think Magic Jake. He bought one of the strollers that was on my registry.
The most expensive gift.
He helped me hide it. I mean, he's showed me how to make things disappear.
I didn't mean to step on what you were saying there, Joe, but that Southeastern Heavyweight Championship is legit heavyweight championship. Is that what it's usually like?
Thrilly, Jake Bradley, Jax Dane. Jesus.
I mean,
it does say heavyweight. Heavyweight.
If you're a heavyweight, you're a friggin' heavyweight. I mean, in my day, a heavyweight was 236 pounds and heavier. This 215 pound or 220 pound junior heavyweight's a crock.
It's a junior heavyweight.
I don't care.
One day they'll grow up to be they're the son of a heavyweight.
Heavyweight belt.
Listen,
so Joe Alonzo's not getting booked in JCP?
Who's that?
Not for a heavyweight title.
Joe Alonzo.
Joe Alonzo is.
He wouldn't be caught dead in East Tennessee
anytime. To me, Joe Alonzo is a junior heavyweight. But 234 pounds and less in my day was a junior heavyweight. I mean, again, Lasertron was 230 pounds. Nowadays that's a heavyweight. But Joe Alonzo, I'm glad Joe Alonzo finally won the championship. He had enough cracks at it for sure.
Hot Take Joe talking about other Joes and how he feels about their sizes there. This is Joe Talk. We're featuring Joe CAZANA, Joe Galli. We're talking about...
You know what, Joe? When are you going to book Austin Idol? You and him in a take this match, because he you up a couple times, buddy.
Let me tell you something about Austin Idol. You
got to bring it back. You got to bring WCW Saturday Night, right?
Well, no, it was actually a little bit before WCW Saturday Night.
Continental? You guys have Continental Heat?
Continental, CWA out of Memphis, Crockett over in North Carolina. I mean, with Austin Idol, the man's 127 years old. He has absolutely, no business being around a wrestling ring, let alone life in general. As far as Idol goes, if he wanted to wrestle again, he would have already done that. I've made it known that I'm happy to get in there and go face to face with him anytime he wants to go face to face. As far as him cracking me like he did both times, it was completely and utterly caught me off guard. I never saw it coming because he did it behind my back, or he did it when I was turning around into something. When he broke my nose at Samhain, it was, it's like, okay, get your man off of Jordan Clearwater out here. I mean, come on, man, this is get him out of here. And here's Idol. Okay, man, I'll do it. Old time's sake.
Bless you.
I turn back around, the guy pops me in the nose and he breaks it and blood goes everywhere. And it's, okay, great. It's Samhain. It's a Halloween show. So blood went flying. That's just the way it is. Yeah. But Austin Idol, if he wants to go take fist and face to face, I'm happy to do it. I mean, it's like, people think that just because I'm 60 years old doesn't, the fire's still there.
We saw it against
years old.
Anthony Andrews.
You don't look 60.
It's not like that I'm not in good enough shape to get out there and do something, because I feel like that I am.
You're suspended because that fire is still there.
Yeah, I understand that. But here's the thing. If you watch the very next episode of Power, Chris Silvio did the exact same thing, and Chris Silvio is still managing. He never got suspended. So why am I singled out?
You want to know why?
Sure.
Because people paid attention to you when it happened.
Oh, and they didn't pay attention to Silvio?
No, we all ignore Silvio. When you have a lawyer that's just constantly making noises, it becomes a dull hum. So frankly, he could probably get away with murder right now. But Joe CAZANA, no. People don't block you out.
Yeah, but still, it's not right.
It's not right.
And I try to do things above board and by the rules. And it's coming to the point now to where I'm thinking, and a lot of people have said, Joe, why don't you go back to the days of when you were just the most ruthless son of a bitch in the state of Tennessee? And I said, well, I don't want to do that. I don't need to do that. First of all, I don't have any desire whatsoever to be a jerk, even though I am. What will be? I don't feel like that becoming a complete and utter, ass is warranted. Although the things that are going on right now in my situation, it's leaning me towards that proverbial, Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde, good Captain Kirk, bad Captain Kirk, from the Mirror Universe, just to put it in my terms.
Yeah.
I mean,
Captain Kirk had
He's gonna get a curly mustache or something.
He's a player.
Yeah, I can do that, but it's just irritating to know that I understand what you're saying too, Kyle, but it's just irritating to know that Silvio gets away with something that I did the exact same thing, but yet I get suspended and he continues to manage and talk about, wanting a junior heavyweight championship match. Okay, fine. Give him a junior heavyweight championship match. Joe Alonzo beat him in 10 minutes and be done with it.
I really wish that you understood that fairness isn't a thing in the world and that it's okay. Like, you are going to hold yourself in a higher plane of existence than he is at that point in time. And that's why it's okay. Don't bring yourself down to his level. Don't try to be upset. Listen, your feelings are real, but they're valid. But let's face it, sometimes that you feel, just let it go. You're better than Silvio.
I get it, and I have let it go.
Well,
it's
Dr.
just
Phil
irritating.
there.
It's just irritating.
Well, let me ask you about something that might make you feel better, because I'm curious about this moment.
I scream
this from your social media, and this is a big moment at the most recent Power tapings. There's a country gentleman hanging out with Dory Funk.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about this. Was that a cool moment for you?
That the last time that I even came close to Dory Funk Jr., I was 7 years old. He was at a show that my grandfather was running, and it was incredible. I was sitting with Dr. Tom, and we were talking, and Dory and his wife came in, and Doc didn't even know they were there, and then he finally recognized the fact that he was there, and it was like they were talking. He said, "And Joe CAZANA?" And Dory looks at me. He says, "Well, I know the name." He said, "I knew John." And Doc said, "Well, this is his grandson, Joe." And so that was really, as an adult, that's the first time I'd ever met Dory. And it was really cool, because Dory was somebody that I always wanted to meet. I wanted to meet Danny Hodge too, and never got an opportunity to do that. But I got to meet Dory, and I thought that was the greatest thing in the world. And to have the kids, meet Dory and hear some stories that he was telling was really, really cool. Dory really, he loved the branding iron, of course. He had mentioned that Terry carried one, the double cross ranch one. Mm-hmm. And then the rope that KC has started carrying, Dory absolutely loved that. Actually showed KC how to put a knot in it and hang somebody over the top rope.
Wow.
So that was cool, but it was really, really, it's just super, super cool to meet Dory, to talk to him for a few minutes and just not really pick his brain, but just listen to some of the stuff that he was saying. And a man that's and this is no derogatory or anything, man his age has that mind like he has. I mean, and you're talking former NWA World Heavyweight Champion. This dude's royalty. This dude is a legend, a legitimate living legend. Could walk, basically arm in arm, pound for pound with Bruno Sammartino. I mean, that's Dory was one of the greatest NWA champions of all time. I mean, honestly, think about the time that he did it, and did it in an era that these guys were just bad people. And to know that he was able to work for my grandfather and work some of the wrestlers that my grandfather, helped build. And that includes, Ron Wright, Don Wright, Whitey Caldwell, who was also the greatest Southeastern champion of all time. It was just a really kind of a cool moment to talk to Dory and like I said, just even for the few minutes that we were able to talk was really, really neat. So, and I know you guys had an opportunity to do the same thing.
I met him and ran the other way because some old brothers never forget how to shoot. You never know.
There's a distinct possibility he may show up in a future episode of NWA Power.
Yeah.
Just putting that out there.
That's awesome.
I did meet Danny Hodge when he was old, and he could still do the apple thing. He did it in the locker room.
I always wanted to meet Danny Hodge, and I had an opportunity to go to the Gulf Coast Wrestlers reunion one year, and unfortunately, the pandemic hit, and we weren't able to go. And Danny had passed away, so it was but that was really, really cool. I mean, out of the 3 or 4 people that I truly wanted to meet in this business, I mean, Dory was one of them, and I never got to meet Danny Hodge. And of course I met Terry, and I knew Terry Funk really well. So, but yeah, this was so cool. And to share the moment with KC and AJ was even better.
I'm jealous of the Terry Funk thing. I never got to meet Terry in person. And I really wanted to.
Always wanted to meet Terry.
Lord have mercy. What a dude he was, man. He, when we were in WCW together, I guess it was around 90, 91. And he was not only was he wrestling there, but before he got in that feud with Flair, he was also an agent. So he actually agented a few of my matches. I
didn't know that.
Yeah, it was really cool. I mean, with him and I hear some more old names. Bob Roop was an agent there.
Oh, Bob Roop, that was a nasty brother.
Yeah, he was definitely a shooter.
You ever see that video where Eddie Graham put him in the ring with a truck driver brother? It was like, I could do that shit, and had Bob Roop twist him up, break his arm. It's crazy.
Even crazier was the Plan B video.
Oh yeah, I've seen that actually.
Yeah, did you ask Ron Fuller about it last year at the Harriman show?
I did not, but I've seen it.
Yeah, well, I asked him about it on a podcast he was on with me, and he went into the whole story about it. So it was interesting.
He's a cool brother too. Fuller. He's a cool brother.
Can be. Yeah. But Dory was really, really I mean, he was really cool with his time and everything else, because he didn't have to sit there and talk to any of us. To me, he's that much of a legend.
No, that's true. He was very personable and going around and talking to anybody who was, wanted to come and say something to him.
I thought
Patrick
he was
in the
actually
chat
going to take the belt from EC3 too. So.
He looked like he was ready to lock up there at one point.
Oh yeah,
it was.
He's ready to roll some bitch up, take it.
Oh yeah.
Joe, when were you at WCW? What years were those?
90, 91.
Well, WCW was 90, 91 and part of 92, right before I went to Smoky Mountain. when my contract was up with WCW, Jim brought me in to Smokey as part of the office and also talent. But I started, 1984. I actually was putting the ring up for Fuller. So he was an NWA territory at the time, one of the last NWA territories before he became an AWA territory. Ron did. So I was putting the ring.
Some of the younger viewers don't understand either that the early beginning of WCW was the remnants of Crockett and the old NWA territories also. So a lot of people came with it.
And a lot of people don't understand either that when they retired the 10 pounds of gold and went with the big gold, big gold was initially the NWA World Heavyweight Championship.
Yep.
When Flair debuted it in
And they had that
1986, I think.
international title or whatever for a hot second, right?
With Rude,
Yeah. In the early 90s, it got kind of weird with that title.
Got
for a
real
minute.
weird.
Yeah. And then
But
Flair kind of.
Getting into the NWA back then was difficult. And I've told the story 100 times. It was my grandmother that got me into the NWA, believe it or not, as far as, as talent. So it was pretty cool that my grandmother did that. And I will always thank Jerry Lawler for giving me my opportunity 125 years ago. But it was, but WCW was really, I'm trying to think of the timeline because when I left, it was kind of in a transition between NWA and WCW.
And what it would become,
Right.
And that's about right there, 292, because that's when Cornette left and started Smoky Mountain.
Eric Bischoff had just came in when I was still there. I was on my way out.
Right? He was an announcer he was a backstage announcer first, and then he went out and did on screen like that out there. But I mean, I was like I said, I was on my way out, and he was coming in because they were not renewing any of our contracts at all. They were going the reset
big time.
Yeah.
So I said that's fine. I'm going to Smoky Mountain, and I'm going to work the last real territory that was around at the time, and I did that, and I worked with Jim for quite some time until he and I had our falling out. And
you want to talk about that?
It was nothing. It was nothing. It just something happened, and it ran all over me, and I wasn't too thrilled about it, and I let him know about it, and I walked away from it, and 5 years later we reconciled. Everything's fine, but it was. The NWA was like I said, had always been home, but when they were making that transition back then, it wasn't fun. It wasn't fun to be around. There was always arguments. There was always yelling and screaming, no matter where you were or what town you were in. It didn't matter. It was just nobody wanted to do this, nobody wanted to do that. Everybody thought that everybody else was out to get them. So
nothing changes. Nothing changes. What you're telling me?
Very much.
Fantastic.
It just wasn't fun. What you do isn't fun, then why do it?
True.
That's a good question.
Did Cornette try to stick the Harris boys on you? Is that what happened?
No.
It's nice that it took you 5 years to come to terms because it took me and Jim 8 years after we had a disagreement.
Well, it was kind of like in 2000, and I think it was 2002 or 2001. Ron Fuller ended up coming back to Knoxville and doing something called K-Town SmackDown, and it was 15 weeks in the summer, and he was working with the WWE at the time, WWF actually, and he was sending Mark Henry and Cornette was part of the WWE at the time. And I'd been on the show. Well, I was on all 15 of them, but I was on that first show, and Jim was there. That was when you all hear the infamous story about him trying to run over that dude on Magnolia.
Oh yeah, Tennessee Mountain Brother. Yeah,
true story.
Yeah,
very much so. But we talked, and it was water under the bridge. It was all BS. I mean, all it boiled down to was I wasn't going to do something for somebody that had been in the business for 6 months, and I mean, I didn't mind, doing the favor at all. I just didn't want to do it the way he wanted me to do it. Not Jim.
You're so old school, we can't say it. Awesome. What about NWA Rocky Top, Joe? Wasn't it that?
No. This particular individual never even wrestled for NWA Rocky Top. You know, but no, it's cool. I mean, everything's cool with me and Jim
but not you and Austin Idol.
No. Why do you keep bringing up Austin Idol?
Yeah, we were trying to relive fun memories. Like, if you want to see Joe CAZANA in action, just go to YouTube. You can see him in action in lots of matches.
See me lay down for everybody.
Yeah, the Nasty Boys. I saw that one. You and George South.
You know, here you go. Now you're bringing up the Nasty Boys. That's a whole nother story. You know,
we're gonna have to get Joe back for like just story time with Joe CAZANA.
We'll
replace the old story time with less problematic.
Listen,
yes, I like that.
Nasty Boys were horrible. They weren't as bad as Bill Kazmaier was. He was the drizzling shits. But I mean, it was anybody that clotheslines you and knocks your front tooth out and it goes flying across the ring. There's a problem. You know, first of all,
should have ducked.
No, well, yeah, I guess you could have, but when you hit a clothesline, you hit a clothesline here. You don't hit a clothesline here. That's just stupid.
Right up in the mush, yeah. What happened? You owe money or something, or
no?
You lose it.
No,
he was in the back.
He was as green as grass and didn't have a friggin' clue what he was doing. Still wouldn't.
How was Elegante?
Furry,
tall. No, George never bothered me. You know, I mean, honestly, the man couldn't speak a lick of English, and it was interesting. Ric Flair walked up to him and said, George, listen to this guy. And I looked at Flair and I said, he doesn't speak English. You know, and he said, well, I just thought, whatever. You know, so, but no, Elegante was he was a giant for sure. He was 7'6", man. I mean,
that match is on YouTube too. I watched that too. Sure. I just stalked Joe CAZANA one day. It was just
okay. That's fine.
Yeah.
He also subscribed to your OnlyFans.
I want you all to answer one question, and I've had this argument with AJ for the last, I don't know, year or so. Who had the best mullet?
Oh boy. Out of the two of you, you.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, I mean, yours is just, I don't know. There's a little bit more lusciousness to it. There's just, it's golden. It's the golden mullet.
You said luscious.
Funny story, man. When I first bleached the hair, you know, they basically said, we need you to bleach the hair. You're going to be golden boy. I said, I don't want to be golden anything. You know, I'm just plain old me. And they said, well, no, we'll make money as, you know, with you being golden boy Joe CAZANA. And I said, how many golden boys have there been? They said 100. I said, well, I guess I'm 101.
Yeah, Jake Donovan. Could tag them.
Yeah, he's still the golden boy. But but I bleached the hair, and Cornette said, now what I want you to do is, he said, I want you to put glitter in it. I said, glitter in my, okay. So I put this glitter spray crap in my hair. First match out, Spartanburg, South Carolina. I'm wrestling Tim Horner. We lock up, and that dad blame, the glitter goes everywhere, right in his face, on the ring, on my arm, everywhere. Man, couldn't
rolled him up. He couldn't see.
Oh, I had him. All I had to do was just pin him, you know. But oh yeah, I said no more glitter. So it's like Andre would say, "What? No baby oil. Well, there's no more body glitter."
All right. Maybe AJ should bring the glitter back.
Yeah, no more glitter, man.
All right.
No more. Right, but yeah, it was. We had a lot of fun times back then, and if I'd have wrestled Austin Idol back then, Dealz, I probably would have beat him. Just because I don't like him.
All right. I'm going to tell him he said that. Tell him he said
now there's a mullet debate in the chat.
I've got his phone number. You want me to call him and tell him? I'm happy to.
All right. Don't get hot.
No, I'm fine. But I mean, you really shouldn't be going around telling people what other people say. I mean, that's right there.
I'm just trying to report the facts. DLZ, right, Joey G?
All day, every day.
24 hours. We got to talk about Power tomorrow, but don't forget Herman Heat.
Herman Heat, man, it's going to be a great show this week. Get out, get your tickets.
Yeah, this is going to be a good show. This is awesome. We're going to find out who the new Southeastern tag team champions are. Also,
you will not find out who the tag team champions are on this show.
Oh, that's not at this show. Okay, so the tournament only.
the winners, and if you look at this bracket, you'll see that Commissioner Spanky and his infinite stupidity pretty much put Stu Crew out here to where all they have to do is beat the TVA, and they're immediately in the finals. Look at the 6. Look at the gents, or Gustavo and Weaver. They've got to actually wrestle an additional match in Sunbright in order to win the championships in Sunbright. So, again, Coach Spanky and his infinite stupidity.
Well, in that case, I hope the Stu Crew has odds on them, because if they fail on this, then they just didn't do enough.
Exactly. So I don't look for the Southern Six or the Country Gentlemen to be a wrestling match. I look for that to be a fight. So I don't know what the referee's going to do in that one, but ladies and gentlemen, that referee happens to be Jared Fritz. So Danny, I know you're going to, all you guys know this guy. He's fair and impartial.
He's crooked.
Sometimes.
Down
There's no evidence of it.
Down the middle.
And if anybody gets like a Charlie horse, he also knows the art of massage and how the human body works.
Yes, he definitely does that. But yeah, please come to Herman Heat. Check it out. It's going to be a great show. Showdown at Sunbright's going to be a great show. Power tomorrow night is always a great show.
It is, and actually, there's some connections I can make with Joe CAZANA here. Like in this first tag team match, we're going to see Becca Wolf and Alex Misery versus Daisy Killing Talos. This is going to be interesting. Daisy Killing Talos, you're familiar with those guys, and
interesting.
Chances are,
I think it's going to get
all of
wild.
that United States Tag Team Championship world that the Country Gentlemen have been a part of, and word on the street is the winner of this match is going to go face off against the Fixers for those titles.
Fixers rule.
Yeah,
I think that match is going to get out of hand. I'm just guessing.
Mecca has always had a hot hand. So, Alex Misery's still new to me. So,
Old Alexander Miserable. There's something wrong with that boy.
Well, I don't know. Daisy and Talos definitely have probably the experience over Alex, but Mecca, that might be your wild card.
Former world tag team champion right there.
Yeah.
So maybe he
but
can
Talos and Daisy Kill have been tagging for a while.
That is true. That is
These
true.
other two brothers
They
are
beat
just
Anthony last year at 75.
Yeah. These other two are just whack jobs to hang out with.
I like that. They beat Anthony last year.
Yeah, that's exactly who they beat. They didn't beat AJ.
Yeah. That's well said. That's a pro. That's a pro talking right there. Also, we're gonna have 6-person tag team action. As Magnum Muscle is gonna try to team up with each other. For one, they've been having issues, and Carson Drake, which is just seems like an odd pairing automatically. And they're going up against the Miserably Faithful, which is don't get weirder than those guys.
Yeah, they're crazier than son of a bitch.
I'm gonna tell you something. Max will absolutely beat the snot out of anybody.
That's true. And
maybe not just snot, maybe other things.
Well, what's the deal with Magnum Muscle, though? I mean, are on again, off again, or what?
Yeah, they got some problems. They got some problems for sure.
Yeah.
And
Carson
didn't even help him.
The
last time they tagged up, he didn't even tag in and help him.
Why is Carson Drake in the match? Did he just show up, or
money is the answer for everything?
Well,
to be fair, it looks like he always looks like he kind of just showed up. So he's just like, here's a match I could be in.
He strikes me as somebody that could be so high maintenance. I don't know, man. Max would probably beat all three of them over there. Although Mims, I watched Mims and Max, and that was a pretty good match itself.
Yeah, no, it was great. And I got to admit, I mean, I'm glad Carson's there, because the idea of Max and Carson being across from each other in the ring kind of makes me happy, and I want to see that.
He's a good guy. Give you financial tips. I've heard he's a great cook too.
If he's smart,
yeah. We'll see how smart that guy is there.
I hope he can break the 4-minute mile.
But as big as any of the matches get, they probably don't get bigger than the main event, which is going to be NWA World Women's Champion Kenzie Page defending against Natalia Markova. The Crush. Could this be Natalia Markova's shining moment where she finally gets her hands on that World Women's Championship?
I refuse to believe it. Kenzie Page is the best women's wrestler that we have.
They were asking in the chat earlier tonight, when is Natalia Markova going to get her chance to become the NWA World Women's Champion? This could be it. Tuesday night, CWTV.com on the CW app. No subscription required. Witness possible history as it's made. Tune in to see what happens.
You can watch it 10 in the morning if you want, even. Kyle?
This is very true. In fact, if you want wrestling early in the morning, if you got an afternoon job or a night job and you're like, I got time now, anytime on Tuesday, early in the day, you could just jump right in, get power on. Burr, burr, burr.
You know, Markova's eventually she's gonna take that belt at some point.
Feels like it's destiny.
Markova's that good.
Why are you guys talking bad about
Markova's
this?
I'm
Nobody's
not talking bad about Kenzie.
No, who's talking bad about Kenzie? Kenzie's
Listen,
a great champion.
One of the most important things to learn in your youth is disappointment and not always having things turn out the way you want to. Kenzie needs to lose at some point in her career to really understand what it is like to have to want to be a champion, to fight back and to get that.
She lost the TV title.
And then immediately won the NWA World Women's Championship.
She's a fast learner and she's a winner.
That's okay.
People
I can't argue with
her
that.
enough
That's
credit
valid.
for that.
That's
by the way.
valid.
I will say for Kenzie to bounce back from losing that TV title and basically all within the same time period, like just over that weekend, just immediately come back and just
dragon, right?
Insert herself in to a situation where she gets the World Women's Champion Camille at that time, who was seemingly unbeatable and takes her down. That's
and she lost the tag title before. I mean, she didn't get pinned, but she lost it. Yeah.
But Camille had a difficult match the night before. I mean,
she did
against Natalia Markova.
Yes,
well,
I mean, that was not.
You want to be the champion. You want to be the champion.
Two things I'll tell you about Kenzie, though. One, she's a Tennessean, so she's tough as nails anyway. Mm-hmm. And two, she was trained by the best trainer in the world, so she knows exactly what it's like to get out there with the best. So, you know, I got to sort of agree with Dealz. I mean,
yeah.
But Kyle makes a great point. I mean, at some point when you got that youth right there, you got to learn how to lose in order to be able to be a good winner. Does that make sense?
Okay,
No,
we
it makes perfect
established
sense.
that she lost the title and learned from it, so it's okay.
Yeah, well, okay.
Listen, I'll tell you this. Dealz always has valid points.
Somewhere,
much to Joe Galli's detriment sometimes on commentary.
As long as Kenzie's part of Pretty Empowered, she's going to be tough to beat because she's got two other women right there that will definitely come to her aid if needed.
I don't know that that's ever happened. But.
Oh, shut up!
Oh, jeez.
Come on, Dealz. That's about like you saying Austin Idol didn't bust me in the nose. I mean, come on.
Listen. You see the guy. He's constantly got sunglasses on, and sometimes his Rasta dreads get in his eyes. You know, he doesn't see it all.
I just didn't see it. My peripheral. See my peripheral.
That is true.
My monitor was down.
That happened. I didn't see it.
What does Pretty Empowered have on you?
Sometimes, so I can't see.
Yeah, they sell merchandise very well.
Gary, though, right? Am I right about that? They don't like Gary at all.
No, they don't. But
they don't like me either.
They are great merch sellers.
Yeah, Gary, that's what they have on him, is they make him money. That's at the end of the day where the money is.
Girls. They've never, what are you talking about? Just because they give you guys a hard time sometimes. You know.
In the grand scheme of things, that's what the world revolves around.
Money.
Money.
It's always money. But those Page sisters, you're right about that. They are something else. They are both very, very successful in and out of the ring. As a matter of fact, they're running their own promotion too. That KFW
That's a good deal right there.
Yeah, that's their daddy's show, and they took it over. Yeah, they're running it.
Well, they didn't. Yep. I mean, come on. They didn't. It wasn't like a hostile takeover. Come on, Dealz.
No, I didn't think it sounded like that.
To the gutter.
I haven't seen their father. I haven't seen their father. For all I know, he's locked away somewhere.
He's alive. I talked to him today, actually.
Okay, good. Never mind.
Tommy is alive and well. Everything's good with him.
Yeah. He just handed it over to him.
Yeah, I mean, Tommy's a good dude, man. He's helped the girls, and and Kylie and Kenzie both, they know the business, and they're gonna do well at KFW. Crossfire Wrestling has been around for almost 20 years, man.
Yeah,
and they do good stuff up there. I mean, I've been to a few of their shows. You know, I know that AJ's been on their shows a few times, and it's a fun show. I mean, it really is. And
they ran every Wednesday for years.
Yeah.
At that bar and all that shit. It was all.
I love that you're talking nice about them. They're running the same day as you too, by the way.
Yeah, I mean, they're 100 miles up the road. They're not going to hurt me.
They're in severe.
That's the answer. He's like,
and Billy Corgan's going to be at that show. Interestingly enough, so that's what is Billy Corgan going to do there? That's
maybe he'll play a song.
Code Red.
I bet he doesn't suspend anybody up there.
You never know. You don't know how he's feeling that day.
Ooh, maybe he'll suspend the Kylie and Kenzie deals, and then you won't have anything to talk about.
No.
Why would you do that? It's possible. Anything's possible.
Zilla wants to know if Country Gentleman would add a female wrestler to the group. I think that would ruin the name, probably. But
yeah.
Oh, pop for that.
Country gentlemen and women. Country gentle people.
And the lady.
Country gentle people.
Yeah.
No women in the Country Gentlemen. Now, you know, who knows? I mean, we may incorporate a lady, you know.
You never know. You never know.
You don't. You really don't.
Life has no meaning without a moment of Sal. That's an interesting thing to say.
Weird.
All right. Well, I guess we'll help you out then. We don't want your life to have no meaning.
That was disturbing.
So many questions.
Please, right now.
The first time I saw that video, I was so tits. Like my butt was just clenched because I thought he was gonna like pop
run in. It's gonna run in on the kids.
Oh my god!
Like, please, Sal, do not ruin these kids' concert.
What was wrong with that?
Listen, if you're gonna start a cult, the trick is to get them in young, so that way you can really make sure they get what you're going for. They'll drink the Kool-Aid.
Hallelujah.
Yeah.
Hallelujah.
That was good.
Oh, Saxist Alex, thanks for being here. Thanks everybody in the chat. Dead Kobe, Patrick, and Cosmic Joe, and Noni again, and Dead Kobe, and Zilla, and everybody. And Joe KAZANA most of all for being here and hanging out.
No, don't thank me. Thank the guys on the bottom. They're always here. I'm just here for laughs and giggles, you know. So.
Yeah, Gary's the thing that makes this happen. Without Gary, we would not be doing this. I can tell you that much.
Oh, that's sweet.
Because we don't know how to make this happen and push the buttons and stuff. He's got podcasts, ladies and gentlemen. Cinema Shock, if you want to listen to movies with Gary involved. Good times. Joe KAZANA, he's got a wrestling promotion. Danny Dealz, he's got merchandise. He's over here. Joe Galli's got a baby. And I've got anxiety. I think we should wrap this up.
Where's Kalua?
Kalua's right here. Where is she? Oh, hold on. Lua, hi. Come on.
I got mine in the other room. Dad, blame it. Why didn't we tell everybody to bring the good time hat?
Come on.
We ran over it. This was so much fun. Thank you, everybody, for being here. We love you. Take care of yourself. Enjoy your pets, and also enjoy your baby.